Welcome UCL fans to our Season 2 Week 7 preview video. My name is Nintendo Fanatic 64 and we're here to take a look at all matches that will be taking place tomorrow for the United Championship League. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up. Don't forget, let me know down below what matches you're looking forward to most this weekend, as well as what teams you're rooting for. And don't forget to follow the UCL on Twitter. You can also follow me there to find out when I'm going to be uploading. I usually upload UCL videos every Tuesday and Friday. So before we get into that, there was a trade that took place after I did my review video for Week 6. So let's take a look at that real quick. As we can see, the Long Island Reggie Rockies have traded their Leafeon for the Durham Druddigons Swallow. Neither team has used either of these Pokemon yet this season, so it'll be interesting to see how this will actually take place this weekend, because of course they can possibly use them for this if this is just like a mutual trade or whatever that's going to be. So let's take a look at our first matchup this week. We have the Tulsa Talonflames, 1-5, taking on the Bronx Bearticks, who are 5-1. Definitely edge will go to the Bronx Bearticks because, of course, the coach Joey Pokey MD, a phenomenal battler, one of the best battlers in this league. Coach of the Tulsa Town Flames, Kristen, aka Cuddle of Death, can definitely surprise us. You never know. Last week was unable to compete, so we don't know what would have happened during last week. That's she could have might have won the match had she been able to. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Definitely will be an interesting matchup. Best of luck to both teams going into this. Moving on to our second matchup, we have the South Beach Slow Kings taking on the St. Louis Rampardos. The South Beach Slow Kings are the ones who managed to get the forfeit victory last week from the Tulsa Town Flames. So the coach, David, aka Sensational GP, definitely will be an interesting one to see how well he does against the St. Louis Rampardos, of course, coached by A Drive, aka Dan, or reverse that, you know what I'm saying for it. Was on a bit of a losing streak, but is now starting to get that upward momentum, hopefully heading towards finals. He's been into the championships before, now he wants to win this UCL championship. So we'll have to wait and see how these teams actually progress. Will David be the one to stop him from potentially making it, or will he continue on this upward swing? Moving on to our third match, we have the Toronto Togekiss, who are 2-4, taking on the Carolina Keldios, who are 5-1. Carolina Keldios, coached by JYT Gamer, has definitely been on a positive momentum as of late. Have been obviously only lost once, but have won all other matches and already has a better record than what they had around this time last season for it. But has yet to face some of the really strong competitors. Don't forget, if you didn't see in the rankings for this last week on week 6, was actually ranked 4th. So, can be a surprise entry for this, might even take it all the way. But first has to get by the Hax God, coach of the Toronto Togekiss, the Heated Mo. So, will he be haxed out and, get a second loss, or will he continue with this momentum that he's been gaining so far? Moving on to our next match, and we have the 2-4 Newcastle Needle Kings taking on the 4-2 Pittsburgh Pichus. Definitely, again, another interesting matchup. Newcastle Needle Kings definitely made the surprise comeback in Season 1, but have not really found their footing for this season. Pittsburgh Pichus are definitely, being a favorite to win, I would say, in this matchup. Coach Num Nexus has helped out with a lot of other teams with team prep and whatnot. Newcastle Needle Kings definitely can still, make a comeback. They have a really strong team. Sorry, I just saw something over there. And, we never know what might end up happening for this week. So, best of luck to both Powers of the Newcastle Needle Kings and, of course, Num Nexus from the Pittsburgh Pichus. Moving on to our fifth match, we have the Real Marill, who are 5-1, taking on the Manchester Magnazones, who are 3-3. Definitely more favoritism for this matchup for the Real Marill. The battling experience of Miguel, aka Mega Mogwai, is definitely powerful for it, but the Manchester Magnazones, coming off from last season's 0-15 record, now having 3 wins this season, could definitely put in a surprise for us. So Miguel has, of course, lost to the Durham Druddigons earlier this season, but Coach Fanatax from Manchester Magnazones might just surprise us yet again for it. I mean, don't forget the biggest upset so far this season has been the Manchester Magnazones 6-0ing the St. Louis Rampardos. So you never know, we might even get that lucky. He might get that lucky again for it. So we'll just have to wait and see. Best of luck to both Fanatax and Miguel for their matchups this weekend. Our sixth match, we have the Philadelphia for Alligators taking on the Grand Canyon Greninjas. Both teams now looking for that second victory. Grand Canyon Greninjas coach Twit has been a little bit of an unorthodox battling system. You know, he could potentially do a lot better with his draft, but he wants to bring unique sets, which doesn't always pan out in his favor. Philadelphia for Alligators coach, you know, has been beaten down a lot and is just now looking for having fun this season, not really looking for, like, you know, going out winning every matchup. But so it'll be interesting to see, you know, Coach PK sparks the hotness, of course, from the Philadelphia for Alligators. You know, might potentially get his second win because Twit, you know, Grand Canyon Greninjas coach, has not been using normal sets. So we'll just have to wait and see how that matchup will take place. Moving on to our seventh match, we have the Bristol City Blazekins taking on the Long Island Reggie Rockies. Don't forget the Long Island Reggie Rockies made that trade for Swallow, so maybe we'll see Swallow, you know, make his appearance this season for it. Bristol City Blazekins have had an interesting record where they would lose, win, lose, win, lose, win. So if that trend continues, they are going to lose this weekend, and the Long Island Reggie Rockies will end up with their win. Of course, Coach Gameboy Luke from Bristol City Blazekins is the one that made that first notice. But that's not to say that they don't have the skills to potentially win. Coach Nips from Long Island Reggie Rockies, I know, is, you know, going to be looking for his win this season. You know, wants to get back up there and do well for it. So we'll have to see what ends up happening for it. Our hype match of the week. This was a hard one to choose on. There's a lot of good matches that are taking place this weekend. I'm going with the Durham Druddigons and the Tucson Terrakions for the hype match. Both teams currently 5-1, so one of these teams will get their second loss this season. Tucson Terrakions' only loss so far came from A Drive, whereas the Durham Druddigons, you know, only loss so far. I can't remember who their loss was to. I'd have to go back through my records, but I don't have time to sit and look through them. But this one will be a great match because don't forget the Durham Druddigons did manage to defeat Miguel, which puts them, like, you know, a little bit higher up on the ranking scale for it. Tucson Terrakions had a rough start at the beginning, you know, week one loss, but winning 5 straight in a row right now. Can they keep that momentum going moving into this week for it? So definitely going to be a good one. Best of luck to both 6 Foot Hacks, aka Leo from the Durham Druddigons, and of course the King Nappy from the Tucson Terrakions. So sorry if I seem like I'm speeding through this, but I'm actually doing this right before I head to work, so I can actually get this up in time for it. My computer's been having trouble actually getting things done right now, so I'm going to hopefully have my fiance sit down and take a look at it, because technically it's actually her computer, not mine, but it's just been acting very slow for it. But thank you all very much who did watch. I know I had a comment in the last one that, like, there's some background noise. I don't know what it could potentially be. The only thing that I have on right now is just the computer itself, and I need that on to actually record this, otherwise I can't do any of the recording. So hopefully, you know, I took a test listen and it didn't sound like there was much in the way of background noise. If there is, it's probably just my microphone because I don't have the greatest mic. But like I said, let me know down below which matchups you're looking forward to most, who you think will win, and what teams you're rooting for. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well as the UCL to keep up with all the exciting information that's going on. But thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and goodbye.